Good morning and welcome. Welcome to the first edition of the new Panthers Report right here on the Mark Moses Show. And every week we're going to be joined by a great head coaches there at Florida Tech as they're getting ready for a new season of all the different sports. You know, you look at it where you have basketball, you soccer, softball, but we're going to start with this guy who does a great job. Third season as the head volleyball coach at Florida Tech for the Panthers. He is Jordan Willis. Coach, how you doing today?
Fantastic. As always, life is pretty good, my man.
We will start here. How excited are you to be entering a new season of volleyball there at Florida Tech?
Crazy excited, man. We've been waiting for, 8 months, love all the girls that have graduated and help kickstart this program, into the direction we're headed. And we've got a bunch of other new talent coming in to continue. So to see how we're meshing and getting on the floor and competing, we've been here since August 10th, 11th. And so we're finally competing. So it's good. Crazy excited.
Well, I know like the students have been on campus now for a couple weeks, the non-athletes I'm trying to say. You're saying August. Was August 10th when players reported and you started camp? Like, how did it work, Coach?
Yeah, no, that's great. The players reported August 10th, August 11th, depending upon your move-in date. And then we were officially able to start August 13th per the NCAA rules and guidelines. So able to have a couple of team meetings, talk to the girls, culture meetings, etc. And, on 13th was able to get going.
Okay, you're a former player and you've been coaching. And we'll get to your career in a minute. We got to talk about your current ladies here.
Yeah,
so you talk about August 13th, and now you're going to have to start the year this upcoming weekend. You have a big tournament you're going to be going to. So my question is, as a coach, what did you want to accomplish in fall camp to get your players ready for the new season?
Primarily getting our girls, the new girls, 10 new players coming in. Wanted to get them into the culture as much as they've bought into everything we are during the recruiting process. It's one thing to let's talk about it and who they are and who we are. And it's another thing to live it. And so that's what we got to do. We get fundamentals down, basics, and then start amping it up. And we're in that week where we're amping up and getting ready for competition as we're playing this Friday and Saturday.
Okay, so for the people who don't understand volleyball, all right, because it gets confusing because, now beach volleyball is getting big in Florida. And then I know you, I get it right there with your face. So, okay, how many people are on the current roster for the team that's going to start this weekend at the tournament?
How many players on the current roster?
Yeah.
We've got 20 players on the roster. 17 will travel with us this weekend. So that's what we got. 17.
That's what you, and then do you have all right, here are my starters. Here are my go-to players I like. How do you try to do it as a coach?
The best 6 are going to play at any time. And so, I've done some crazy things where, I've subbed in one player for 1 point of one play because she does this extremely well. And so however we're going to get that point, I'm willing to make that happen. But typically we run a 6-2 offense where there's 2 setters coming in and there's a substitution front row and back row for that. Right now we're playing anywhere between 9 or 10 players in a set, getting those combinations down. And that's another thing that as you're talking about, we're working on these last 3 weeks is getting those combinations down and substitutions and who's going to help us win and who's going to help us where.
We're here with Coach Willis talking Florida Tech volleyball. They're going to start this weekend. We'll get to the schedule in a second. Sure. I kind of like what you're saying there, where if I'm a player for you, hey, even though, all right, you're not starting, you better be ready because I'm going to go to everyone on this roster. Is that what you try to preach to your players?
Yeah, your value is worth more than your playing time even. But sometimes, hey, maybe it is that 1 point. Maybe it is a stopgap player that comes in and changes the vibe and the energy on the floor. Maybe it's just your general disposition of you have a way of calming these other players down just by your presence being on the bench, all those things. I think we get so wrapped up in playing time sometimes that, your value as a human is more than just you play volleyball, right?
What type of player, when you talk about recruiting,
Yeah.
what do you look for from a high school student or a transfer? What does it mean to you? Like, all right, this is the type of player I want to play for me at Florida Tech.
Yeah. Talent's a given, right? You have to have talent. You can't just be like, hey, I took PE in 7th grade and now I want to try to play college volleyball. So talent's a given. You have to have a certain level of talent. But after that, what we're looking for is hardworking, culture building, and selfless. That's what we're looking for. If you're those things, it becomes easy. I could teach you the skills. The nuances of offense and defense and how to pass, set, and hit and serve and all those things. But if you're not, hardworking, culture building, and selfless, man, we won't get along too well. And then on top of that, like, hey, our academics is fantastic. You have to want a STEM school who's also fantastic in business and psychology off of the beach or off the coast of Florida on the Atlantic side. Like, you have to want those things. But as a human, we need good humans and good people. And in this case, hardworking, culture building, and selfless.
How important is chemistry then, especially for volleyball? Such a team sport. One person, it's got to be multiple players out there. So how important is chemistry on the court?
Vital, on and off the court. I think that's part of it when I'm out recruiting. Like, who's going to fit into our culture? Who's going to be about those things that I just talked about? Like, that's where we're at, and that it sustains itself. I've had volunteer coaches. I have players. They show up, and the returners, I ask them, hey, how do you think about this person? Like, coach, she's going to fit in just fine. No doubt. And so our drama is minimal at best. If it blows up, it's crazy. And that's just a testament to our current seniors, but the seniors of the past 2 years who've worked really hard to establish this culture. And so chemistry, culture makes chemistry drives chemistry. Yep.
Coach, what are your expectations then for your team this year? I know you want to win. We know we all want to win. But what are your expectations, you personally, for this team this year?
This is how I feel every year. I want to be one win better than the year before. And that one win could be overall record. It could be one win better conference-wise, one more win in the playoffs, one more win in the weight room or in the classroom. We got to play win by win, and that's kind of where I'm at. If we're one win better somewhere, we're showing progress. That's coach speak, right?
Yeah.
But ideally, like, hey, I still got a chip on my shoulder about some things, man. Like, I guess maybe that's part of my whole career, but we had a fantastic year, and we got some recognition from some people, which is great in our conference. But I look back and where they have us finishing this year at 6th, it's kind of like, we just finished 4th in conference. We're returning a first-team All-American, and now we're going to finish 6th. Okay, that's cool. Well, here we go. Let's go. Let's show the world. And so we've set some really lofty goals. The national champion last year, Lynn, they won the national championship. They were 32-3, and versus Florida Tech, they were 0-2. So, is that something that's within reach for us? Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just going to be what are we going to do? And when the time comes, are we going to show up and do what we're supposed to do on game day? I like to think so. I like my chances.
You know what I love about your answer right there, Coach? It's been stewing inside. It's just been stewing every day. You're talking to people, it's right there. That's what I love. The competitive edge is out with Coach. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about, and I worked on this graphic. Hopefully it makes sense when I bring it on the screen for the first Panthers report. Okay, so coming up this week for the Panthers, right? You got women's soccer, men's soccer. They're going to be starting their season as well. But you're going to be at – tell us about this tournament. What's coming up September 5th and 6th? What's going on, Coach?
All right. We're headed up to Lenore-Rhine in Hickory, North Carolina. And they're traditionally one of the better schools in the area. And we were lucky enough to get in their tournament. Ton of region games, which helps us for down the road during playoffs when they're looking at the NCAA regional playoff structure. So going to the national tournament, we'll say. And so this will be a good for us as far as their measuring stick. Mount Olive was a 20-win team last year. Catawba had been good in the past before some rough times, but that doesn't mean they can't get back. Lees McRae the same, and like I told you about Lenore-Rhine, they've been a traditional power in the area too. So excited about our weekend. Kicks off on Friday. We leave Thursday morning, and so it'll be good. A good measuring stick for where we're at and where we're trying to go.
And then for all the Panthers fans watching and listening, then all right, so we're going to North Carolina. But then to start the year, are we going to Hawaii? Is this for another? How did you book this? Let's start there. How did you do this, Coach?
Yeah, no, it helps to have friends in high and low places, right? Like it's good to have friends. And so fortunately for me, I've got some great ties in Hawaii. My assistant, Coach Pua Keola, she is from Hawaii.
Nice.
And so, get to go play in where she is from. And so all the hospitality that we'll be given there is fantastic. So looking forward to that. But wouldn't it be able to do it without great contributions from, some of our donors and boosters, family to help out with flight costs, etc., to get us that way. However, there's great competition there as well. And kind of worked itself out. And if you want me to be honest, hey, we were looking at places all over the country. And when you look at some things and you're like, hey, it's only an extra $120 to get to Hawaii for this tournament versus, Colorado or Michigan or wherever else, like $120 more isn't that much when, hey, we can go to Hawaii, right?
I hope there's a moment with your team when you're there. Look, you're in North Carolina, you should do it, and then you should do it where you're in Hawaii to start the season. You look them right in the eyes, right when no one's paying attention, where they're concentrating, just like, we're a long way from Melbourne, Florida. And don't you forget it.
I will. I'll do that. I'll say, hey, listen, Mark told me to do this, so I'm going to do it.
You are far. Dude, I'll do the flight to London, England from here. I'm like, man, this is far. So you got to fly to, let's see, you're probably going Melbourne, Orlando. You're flying to what? Los Angeles, then to Hawaii? Man.
Yeah. Fortunately, there's a million routes. This on the way there, we are flying to DIA, so Denver, over, and then on the way back, I think we're coming Houston back, into Orlando. But about that and all of it, something I'm also about is my seniors. I generally want to play a trip or plan a trip closer to one of my seniors, a couple of my seniors' families, so it's easier to get to. And a lot of the girls are like, well, what if we go to Hawaii? So that was also part of that piece, And so when we're looking at flights, like, hey, we could be in Colorado or Michigan, but for $120, we could be in Hawaii. And they're like, well,
Look, here's what this is, which I love. This goes back to the competitiveness in Coach here. Look, you could book us for Mars or the moon or Saturn. The Panthers will be ready to play. When and where? Is that the bottom line for volleyball?
100%, my man. 100%.
Before I let you go, all
Sure.
right. Okay. Two things. Number one, would you like to give a shout out to some of your players? Maybe even just if you want to start just your seniors, should they get some love here on this show?
Well, yeah, all of them. I think it's going to be fantastic. Looking forward. My senior leadership has been great. Starting with our captains and one of our starting setters, Kenzie Deliker, from Michigan. She's been great. Ashley Rance has been key for us in the past, coming off the bench, providing that spark. And now it's her senior year, and we'll see what happens for her. And then Carrie Volstad Bogan from Norway. She's got a chance to break the Diggs record this year for all time. And so with those three, their leadership's been fantastic. Courtney Capper and Devin Glassgold, we'll call them local in a sense.
Okay.
From Jupiter, Florida. And so for them, coming in their senior, they had a fantastic offseason, looking strong. Maela Riva is from South Lake, Tahoe in California. And
all right, we're going to hear this later. I know, Coach. I know. You got a lot of names there. All right,
man.
Don't worry. Okay, that is awesome, dude. Let's end with this then, right? Sure. I know your players are all watching this right now. Okay, they will give you their thoughts on how you did later. Don't worry.
Man. Don't get me going.
Okay, so let's learn about Coach before we let him go. All right, where are you from originally, Coach?
Originally, Fresno, California, where I was born and raised, but moved to Sacramento, California, where one of my older brothers introduced me to volleyball. And so I learned how to play a ball in Sacramento. And
you played high school and then you played in college. Where did you play at exactly?
Yeah, so in high school, Christian Brothers High School in Sacramento, and then went on to be a setter at St. Mary's College in California, in the Bay Area. The St. Mary's that plays Gonzaga in men's basketball, right? That's St. Mary's.
Did you have dreams? I'd like to go play in the Olympics. Did you ever have that or you're like, nah, bro, nah, I'm good. What was that?
No, I didn't know if that was ever in grasp at that time, in the late 90s, early 2000s. But I love the sport, and before I'm a football player. I'm going to do football, blah, 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 football this, football that. And all the doors opened up to volleyball. And here I am 30 plus years later.
What was the first job? I got my internship. No, the first job you got paid to be a coach for volleyball.
Man. So here's some truth, Mark. I'm entering my 25th season of coaching in total.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
My first gig was coaching at St. Mary's College High School in Berkeley as the freshman team head coach for the women's team there. And I was a junior in college.
That is awesome, dude.
That was my first gig. Yep.
And those players, they're very, very close to your heart, right? That was the first team.
That was the first team. And I still have a picture of them in my office and here at the house. And 25 years ago, man, that's crazy.
How did you get to Florida Tech? Did someone call you up? Hey, you should be the coach here. What happened, Coach?
That's a story, Mark. I'm not quite sure you're ready for it, but here we go.
Okay.
I'll try to give you the fast version. Okay. So went back to St. Mary's after I graduated. I went and did a volunteer stint. Went back to St. Mary's to work on my master's. They found out I was around. Our then head coach had left, and I took over there. So it was 23, 24, my first coaching gig on the men's side. Was there for 4 years. That was not full-time. Jumped to the women's side for a full-time gig. Assistant coach down in South Texas at Texas A&M Kingsville. Was there for 4 seasons. A friend of a friend got the head job at Colorado State Pueblo. And so I left Kingsville for Pueblo, Colorado. Was there for 5 seasons. She took a new job, my boss there. I would have followed, but I recently got engaged at that time, and just moving another state probably is not good.
Yeah.
And I'm still married to the wonderful lady, so I think that's great.
And she's in Hawaii, by the way. That we're on record.
Yeah.
We're a second this, okay? Yeah. Just in case.
Yeah. After 5 years there, I got my first women's head coaching job at Otero Junior College in Colorado as well. Was there for 4 years. A man named Jamie Joss gave me a call. At the time, he was the AD at Davis and Elkins College in West Virginia. Mm-hmm. So I left Otero in Colorado, went to Elkins, West Virginia during the COVID time, was there for 3 seasons. And that time he had left, come to Florida Tech. And he called me back up and said, "Hey man, I need someone here to change this program around, change the culture and make it sustainable. And I think you're the guy." And so here I am in Melbourne, Florida.
That was a great Cliff Notes version. I appreciate that. It really
no problem, Mark. I could get longer.
All right. So how many states is that you've lived in?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on my volleyball coaching journey. Yes.
I have lived in 5 states as well. Yeah. I understand the pain. There are times, Coach, so I'll be driving around. Hey, let's go to that restaurant. Oh, we don't live there anymore. That literally happens. I have that conversation in my head. All right.
Yeah, I miss that place. We talk about that time. Hey, let's go here. Oh man, I missed that place. We need to find one like that. Like, now I hear it.
So you love it. Look, this is your life. You love it. I know you work very hard. I loved your answer earlier about like, oh, you're going to put us at 6, huh? All right, we'll see about that. We'll see. So we start this weekend, and a lot of teams do this. You start with the tournaments to start the year, but don't forget, if you're here in the area, they're going to be playing all season long home games there at the Clemente Center. Should we tell us? Here's the shot. Give the shout out to the fans why we need to come out and see you guys play this year.
It's an exciting brand of volleyball, my friend. I can't express that enough. And it's rocking in there in that gym. Clemente is rocking. Some of the best fans. We broke so many attendance records last year just for volleyball, if not others. I don't know. It's nuts. We will have Aloha Fridays. Come on out. Every Friday home game, which will start on the 26th versus Eckerd. We our first home match and our first Aloha Friday. Come feel the vibes, We've embraced that Hawaiian culture, and so they live on Aloha Fridays. And so come out in your Aloha shirt and enjoy some great volleyball. And away we go, my man.
Great stuff. I know we're going to get you back on, but I'm happy I'm happy we had this right before the season starts, because I know by November you're going to be in full coaches mode, right? So and your voice might be gone. So this is good. We're talking now. Coach, thank you so much for coming on as our first guest for the Panthers Report. And yes, it's sponsored by Florida Tech. My man, good luck on the new season. I hope I can get you on again sometime.
No, I appreciate it, Mark. Love to be on anytime. Any sport, have me on, buddy. I'm ready to roll.